This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, and it's a little after 11 o'clock in the morning. And once again, this is C.A. Newry, and I shall be your host for the day. You know we can talk by-elections, right? But before I start talking about by-elections, I want to give a shout out to my stepfather, Jack. Hey, good morning. I need to pass by to say good morning formally. You know when you have elderly parents and you just sit down and then talk to them for a while? I'm not good at that. I tend to be a recluse, but I want to let them know that, hey, I think about you. Make sure you know that you sound okay. I just ain't reached there yet. You call me. Daddy, call me. Anyway, I wanted to start with, I'm not sure if the listening audience knows that I have a cousin that looks just like me. It's not as good looking as I am, but I mean, you can see we family. And for some reason, people tend to confuse us all the time. I don't know why, because he heavy set and I kind of slimly built with muscles, right? We the same blue-black complexion, but we clearly are different people. And Erin Green is joining me. She just stepped in. And I'm telling you this story because another day, let me start off with this. Few people know what I look like. Few people know what I look like. I tend to be an enigma, right? They know the name of C.A. Newry from either social media or Guardian Radio AM or wherever. But to know exactly who I am, despite Guardian putting up my face recently and then everyone say, oh, that's what you look like. Because most people think I'm Conky Joe. Because I'm 1/400 Irish, so they assume I'm Conky Joe. So the other day, I was at this watering hole. I don't drink, but I have meetings. And this person started talking politics. And you know me, it's eavesdrop. I like blog. And the person started talking about the FNM and the PLP. They mentioned Mr. Bastian. Then they mentioned the blogger C.A. Newry. So my ears perked up. Well, I know C.A. Newry. I know C.A. Newry. Then they started ranting and raving that C.A. Newry is the devil's spawn. He's Satan. And I said, but I right here. I right here. Right back here. I'm not that bad. I'm a nice person. That's what I said in my head. Right? And they said, we got to deal with C.A. Newry. So we're perk up. So I get a little scared.
Because you don't play poker.
Yeah, but, plus, I can't fight. It's the cousin who could fight. Right? I cool. And I said, I could be quiet because I can start texting the cousin right now. But just then, in the conversation twisted. They call my cousin name. Say, my cousin is me. And me, I am my cousin. I said, oh, at least that one could fight. So they can fall for to blame him. Once they blame me. And they went on a tirade about this my cousin now they mad at. Mm-hmm. That cousin who's be on social media. I said, but no, that's me. You confuse it. We're two different people. They claim that C.A. Newry is not a real person, Aaron. How can people not know who C.A. Newry is? Everybody knows C.A. Newry, though. Mm-hmm. Do you know they called my name in the House Assembly twice? In the past.
Somebody called my name in the court once, but
yeah. But my point is
prone to calling names.
My point is everybody know who C.A. Newry is.
Except them said.
They said them said, and I right behind them. They talk about me so bad.
Just because when you say you won 300th Irish.
Yeah.
They didn't understand what that meant.
That means like Conky Joe.
Yeah, they didn't. Because right then they look and they see you and they just didn't see the Conky
Yes,
Joe part.
yes. So let's tell people, it's two of us. It ain't just one cousin. It's two. One is me, the personality, who say all kind of things. And there's the other reserved one who's do whatever he's got to do.
You know what the best part of the story is?
What?
They ain't called my name, eh?
They ain't call your name.
Good.
But they attach you to me at times. Say, C.A. Newry, that Aaron
Oldest
Green,
daughter.
Who he's bring on his show. But I just want to get that off my back, that there's two cousins. Brother cousins, we're close.
And one could fight.
And only one could fight. I could call people on my phone.
Don't clarify, though. You get confused, the enemy. They don't know which one could fight.
I can't have them blaming my cousin for my antics, though. You know,
This is true.
All my antics is for me. I won't get all the accolades and the criticism for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let him make his money separate. My money is my money. Ha. Okay. Now I won't talk about the by-election. Mr. Wayne Monroe read it that the by-election is going to be on November. When is it? You got a date?
24th.
Yes.
He j-
Yes.
he's supposed to. The Minister of National Security is supposed to read it, or the
I just tell you who read it. I didn't know if he's supposed to.
the Commissioner of Police. What's
I assume he read it.
the
and then-
Provost Marshal? The Provost Marshal not supposed to read it?
Election, I think. I'm not sure if it's a by-election, but I definitely know Mr. Wayne Monroe read something today.
All right. Maybe the Provost Marshal did announce it, and then Mr. Monroe.
And this is where we need to start during discussions on the protocols of a by-election.
Now is a perfect time, Mr. Newry. We need to reach out to some potential sponsors to sponsor a continued segment that could span across both shows or
These
one
people
of the
cheap,
show
but yes, I agree.
on civics.
On civics.
Yeah,
Oh, what's the Speaker of the House? Not the Speaker, the former
clerk?
Clerk.
Harvey Tynes.
You think? I mean, we have his number,
Yeah,
and he's retired now. You know, like he busy. Besides writing books.
I know. Must definitely be a part of the conversation, but maybe we can get a protocol officer from the
That's take too
secretary
long.
to the
How much time we
cabinet.
been asked for government officials to come on the show and they say no, we got to go this, and they just asked me to write a letter of permission. I say, man, come on, give me some free space. Oh, you got to request and write a whole long letter request, and it's take about 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
So
I
we're
said, man, I
not
agree
supposed
with
to go through the press officer? Aren't we supposed to go through the director of
you.
communications?
I don't know. He don't like you no more. You mash him up the last time he be on the show. When last he come on the show? You notice the last conversation you had from him, he ain't come back.
You mean when he call in?
Yeah, but you see, he ain't come back.
You-
Like,
I-
you need to be nicer, man. You need to be nicer when you talk to politicians.
No.
No.
You know there's a no in Junkanoo? That's why I changed my name.
Yeah.
Junkanoo Green.
Junkanoo Green. So let's talk about that is going to be November 24th.
Yeah.
Just in time for Thanksgiving. Which day is Thanksgiving? You ain't.
I'm not American.
You-
Is it the last?
Thanksgiving is American now.
It,
I remember
Thanksgiving-
when the boat landed on Eleuthera someplace.
the Lutheran
Quakers.
Adventurers. We have a religious Thanksgiving
Harvest.
service in the Bahamas, a cultural celebration.
So
But
Plymouth
our-
Rock is not in the Bahamas.
I mean, it was before Shine, so Shine on the case. Anything could happen. But no, so Thanksgiving is the last Thursday
Yeah.
in November. Some
So this is pre.
people who believe in the Mandela effect say it was the third Thursday in November. It used to be the third Thursday in November at one point.
Yeah.
But right in time for Thanksgiving,
I mean, I sometimes have to enjoy myself. 'cause
which I don't
outside.
like, right? Because I am expecting a whole ham, and a whole turkey, not a plate.
Okay. But let's go straight. Let's talk about the by-election. Okay. What should we anticipate? What should be happening?
The by-election?
The by-election.
Okay, let me tell you what should be happening.
Yes.
Low-cost campaigning. Now is no money. Now is the time to rely on the groundwork, the campaigning that you have been doing in the constituency in your attempt for the ratification for the general election. That's so now is not the time to be spending a plenty money.
And that's something that you want, or that's something that you say should happen? Because you know this is going to be $1 million by-election. I'm assuming that the government is going to use the public purse. I'm assuming that the
Okay,
FNM,
pause.
the second party, will have to find its money to make sure that they have a good representation.
Let's be a little more careful. Well, I'm not chastising you. The government ain't gonna use the public purse.
No?
Oh, because it's a party exercise. It's not a government exercise. It's a party exercise.
So-
which is why it's so important to make a distinction between
Let me
the
ask you
Davis
this.
administration and the PLP party.
If I live in the constituency and I'm complaining that the roads needs to be paved during the election process, they're going to be using their own money, the party, or they're going to be using the public purse?
You expect people to pave road for the by-election?
I assume every road got to get paved.
For
Every
the by-election?
Everything. See, it's a community effect. So every concern, because right now the politicians are canvassing the area saying, what are your concerns for the community, which they should do, right? Clearly, if I have potholes in my community, if I have rubbish in my community, if I have security issues in my community, someone needs to address them.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying if the government is in power, and if there's potholes, it cannot be the party that fixes the potholes. I have to use the public purse.
Okay, so here's the first thing. You remember when the managers union say, man, we happy with the gift the prime minister give us. He decided to give us a gift.
Yeah.
Mr. Brave Davis decided to give you a gift of his own money, out of his own pocket, from his own heart? Or are you all being granted taxpayer money?
The public purse.
The public purse, right? So the prime minister could not have given you a gift from the public purse, from his own heart, right? In the same way, the residents of Golden Isles have an opportunity to change the game. And to say to the PLP, listen, don't come in here talking about, look how we paved the roads for you. The Davis administration paved the roads. And we'd like to see the policy papers. We'd like to see the papers when the contract was signed to do the work in this constituency. Demand it. And let the politicians know that you're not going to allow them to use the allure of the public purse to sway them.
So let me start beating you. What should be, since it's now, the PLP has the seat, technically in quotes, right? What should be the opposition be doing in order to allure, convince, to get the trust of the people in Golden Isle to say, I'm going to vote for them? What should be happening?
They should be doing everything that they can do at a certain level, right? So I don't expect the opposition to pave roads, but the opposition could start a temporary work program with cold patches, right?
You know, I need you to define that, right?
Program is?
And no, I know the temporary work program, the patches, the cold patches, and where they can get the money from. I want you to hash it out. It's not a bad idea, but hash it out.
So several years ago, the government said, man, we're going to deal with the roads. We're going to deal with the roads. We got these guys cold patching. We're going to pave the roads. I make the point, cold patching and paving are two entirely different things. You see what they did to Bay Street over the last few days? That's paving. That's an incomplete job, though. It's not finished. That's just part of the job. That's paving. What they've been doing throughout the rest of New Providence, cutting hole out in the road and then throwing fill in it, that's called cold patching, right? I have an article here, Mr. Newry. I was waiting all my morning to read this, and it is relevant now. Did you read this article? Pothole-riddled roads wreak havoc, swamp mechanics and tire shops. And then the second one, ministry uses AI for pothole detection. Right? Ministry uses AI for pothole detection. They don't need AI to detect a pothole. I could tell you where the next pothole is going to occur, in the same place where it just got patched, because it didn't get fixed properly. First of all, I want to say good morning to everybody working in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, but why do y'all continually take pictures of people working in the improper uniform? They have steel-toe tennis now, Mr. Newry?
No.
Okay, so let me tell you what cold patching is. Cold them is do in tennis and Crocs and slippers. It can be serious if they're doing it in tennis and Crocs and slippers. It's a temporary fix. It's intended to fix a spot and not the entire road. Because it's a temporary fix and nobody ever comes in with the permanent finish, the holes develop in the same place over and over again. And if you go through Johnson Road, the holes are in the same place. If you go on the Eastern Road, the holes are in the same place. You didn't need AI to detect that. I detected that with simple observation. So I have 1,000 questions around that, but that's what it is, right? Cold patching is a cold patch. They have a heat patch, a hot patch, I saw the guys patching the side of the road at Standard Services a year and a half, 2 years ago. So there's a cold patch, there's a hot patch, and then there's paving. What we need is paving.
So you're saying the opposition needs to take that charge?
No, the opposition could cold patch and hot patch. They could construct temporary work programs, right, where they use the constituency, what they call it, capital funds. Mm-hmm. You find a contractor, a licensed one if you could, a vendor. You stipend unemployed or underemployed people, young men, we're hoping, because that's a good space for them to begin developing economic agency. And you can take care of roads and trouble spots in your community without needing to engage public works except for permissions.
Okay. So let's go to this caller and then we can investigate and interrogate what you're saying and just suggestions, right? Because I expect a heated by-election. I expect it to be passionate. I expect it to embrace Bell, who says it's going to be, what kind of campaign he says?
Nasty.
Nasty campaign. So I expect this campaign, this by-election to be nasty. I'm going to sit here, watch out, talk about it, and see if there's any nastiness come out of it. I remember the last time when they had the Minister of National Insurance talk about all the people, NIB numbers and payments and stuff like
what?
that. Oh, that was the Abaco by-election. Yeah, I could tell you the minister who did that too if you want. I'll go down because I remember it. But I expect all of that to happen during this election. So it should be interesting. Go ahead, caller, Guardian Radio AM.
Hey, great show as usual. See how you doing?
Doing well, man. We're talking the by-election.
Quick question about the road pavings, right? Which material they use? Because I'm 100% sure in Kuala Lumpur.
Engineer, though. Hold on. I'm not an engineer. I know they use some kind of cement thing. I know he ain't cement. I know he ain't cement. I know he ain't cement.
And wood shavings to pave these roads.
My point is, I know technicians. You can't be asking me with technician stuff. I know. They could use cement or glue.
He also being facetious. He said it appears as if they use wood chippings and glue.
Yeah, I understand.
But
the idea is, I have no clue. I really don't have no clue what they patch them.
You realize after they pave the road, right? After the holes come out bigger.
I see that.
Cousin, you travel the Eastern Road. They have 3 spots on the Eastern Road that is just east of the Blair entrance, Newgate Road, and west of Brace Ridge Road and Johnson Road, right? They couldn't even get the cold patch flat, right? They couldn't even out the road. So now you have 3 mounds that you have to navigate, right? Forget a pothole. You cannot avoid these things in the road. They don't.
You ride East Street. I was in a Jeep. And it felt like you ever saw the moon craters on a picture of the moon? Mm-hmm. I thought I was on the moon.
Mm-hmm. For me, the question is: did those responsible think this drought was going to last the whole year? Did they think
they paid for East Street the last 50 years?
I do not know.
No,
they did. Because I remember I live off East Street for a while. They paved it twice in my lifetime.
In 50 years, twice. At which point? Because I can't remember any time they paved East Street.
Yeah, well, I can only do my testimony of it paving twice. I talk about from East Hill Street all the way to south part of East Street. I can remember it twice happening. Because I was vexed saying, I can't drive on this road. So, yes, I could assure you.
Man, that road horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. Most of the roads in the Bahamas is horrible.
Hey, let me ask you a question. The MPs, right? When they bring their rich friends across there, right? Which road they carry them on? Because I ain't going to lie to you, I'm sure they got to be shamed.
They carry it on the roads they live on, I assume. None of them
live
on
Albany, and when you're going around, let me see, around Cable Beach Strip.
They live Cable Beach. I hope that helps.
Wow.
I hope that helped a little bit. They live Cable Beach.
That's horrible.
Yeah, man.
Bay Street to the new bridge look nice.
Yeah, nice. Anyway,
garbage all over the place, so as you travel.
Not on Cable Beach. You can check it.
Lightfoot Key look nice too.
Yeah, Lightfoot Key look nice. Let's go to the next caller.
Hold on. The whole, I almost fell in a hole in Lightfoot Key earlier this summer.
Yeah.
In some little rainy weather. It was amazing.
Is it Lightfoot Key proper or Lightfoot Key Rama?
Oh, you mean inside the gate?
Yeah. back it is be rough sometimes.
I don't know. I don't know what it's
They
happening.
don't,
inside
they don't
the
have no
gate.
lights at all. You don't know where you're going. Yeah, that's strange. Let's go to the next caller. Guardian Radio AM.
Shanty Towns. Is
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr. Newry, and to Aaron.
Good
Now,
morning.
back to the paving. Carmichael Road is terrible, particularly heading west of Glasson Road. I don't think they've been paved in years. They did one little piece the other day, about a year ago, and that's it. But if you drive in that road, it's a nightmare. I mean, it's like, hey, it's like you don't want to drive. You stay home first. We got to drive something to that road.
You know,
That need to pave.
in a not so recent editorial or like a column, Pat Ramming, the cultural artist and architect, right? In one of his columns, he pointed out that we'd be missing the ball, that every construction project taking place in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas requires an environmental impact assessment. Like by law, you're supposed to get an EIA done if you're building a home, right? But
Yeah, but Ali, we pay the license costs. We put gas in our car, and I think $1.60 or something. All of that goes to help with the road. But we ain't getting nowhere. And that even the side corners. Some of these side corners, you can't go through.
listen,
So-
the minister recently, in his way, admonished us that we use the CCTV. We don't know what you're using it for because very rarely do we hear of its use, right? But why are you not using the CCTV to identify which vehicles, especially the large vehicles, right, are damaging the road by driving on it improperly? When are we going to enforce? Didn't we have a rule? Are we not going to implement a rule that heavy equipment can only be on the road at certain hours in the summer heat?
Yeah, well...
Not just that, a year and a half.
If they say that ain't gonna stop them from damaging the road. That ain't no big thing. The point is, they have to pave these roads. We pay our taxes. They have to pave these roads. Hire the people
Uncle,
again.
hold on, Uncle. The point is, if you keep just reducing it to that little point, nothing is going to get done. Everybody knows they're supposed to pave the road, right? Let's talk about ways in which we could move the conversation forward, which is, why are you only using the CCTV to help you, the police, when it helps you? Why isn't it being used identifying the culprits who are damaging the road? Why are you not identifying the large construction vehicles that by law are supposed to be towed to work sites, not driven to work sites, right? Let's elevate the conversation and take it to a place where the advocacy could be useful and effective. That's all.
It seems like the roads is always a contentious topic. Looks like the roads would be a part of this general elections too. It seems, because a lot of people want to talk about the roads. But back to the by-elections. I posted recently, there are things that you should not ask as a constituent during the by-election. And I had three things I came up with. It says, you cannot ask or tell your MP you have to pay me for your vote.
Yeah, that's illegal.
It's illegal.
Say it loud. Oh,
You
sorry,
cannot.
say it loud.
No. You cannot demand that your MP or the constituent person who's vying for the seat to say that you have to pay me for your vote. But you could also mention that it's been rough for a while, and that you are not working, and that your pantry is empty. You could tell an MP
So I could
that.
say, look, don't mind me being on the radio, I am severely underemployed.
Yes. The
Let me
second
just-
one.
Let me just talk about that. I think that was discussed before, where they was talking about bribery in the.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is that you cannot say that in my house I have 6 votes, and that you can get, and then that you control all of those 6 votes. That's also illegal, right? So you need to have the right verbiage for that.
Yeah,
And-
you have to know how to say it. You
Yeah.
don't say, I could make everybody in my house vote for you. You just say, sometimes everybody in my house is vote for the same party,
Yes. And I'm minded to listen to what you have to say.
Don't say any of this.
No, you don't say that.
I mean, no, I just...
And the last one before we take the break. Last one before the break, it says you can't demand a job for your nephew or for your son as payment for your vote. You just can't. You can't say that, right? You might find a general verbiage which said, well,
Make me a campaign general?
You can ask me for being like a campaign general, so we all could benefit.
So I could delegate.
Yeah, you could delegate.
You can't give me you can't give my family a job.
Yeah, but if I was one of your generals,
You could give me the job to delegate jobs.
yes. Anyway, this is Guardian Radio AM. We're going to be right back. We're talking about the by-election that's coming up on November 24th. I think that's a Monday. We're kind of excited about it. We're trying to see how much money should be spent. Should I be asking for things? I mean, it's rough out there. Should I be asking, say, man, I need a job, a government job? I'm not one of those $250 paying job either. I'm a job where I just get some money, right? I need some things. Can I ask my...
No.
No, I can't ask for things?
No.
Nothing?
No, you can't ask for things that only benefit you.
What of the whole entire household?
A park, no, not or your household. It have to be a park.
Okay.
Now, if there are infrastructural issues, like, hey, business wants to come in, and when they build, this is going to negatively impact my home, like it may cause flooding because of how they're going to build on their property.
Yeah.
You could ask your MP to deal with that.
We take a quick break because my roof leaking. Like I asked about that, right?
Plan on lobbying the insurance industry to expand the insurance
Let's go to a
coverage.
break, Aaron. Let's go to a break. Thank you very
After
much,
that-
Keto. Really talking
We're
forever.
back.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio AM. We're still talking about the by-election, which we should be anticipating. I expect a fervent election. I expect part of the PLP's platform that they go instead of making it just about Golden Isles, they're going to list out the laundry list of all the things that the government has accomplished.
The PLP party is going to use this as an opportunity
There you go. Explain it better.
to tout the Davis administration's accomplishments.
Yes.
And
I think
and
we should expect that. And then
okay, so when you ask what should we expect, what should the people ask for?
Mm-hmm.
You should demand that the by-election is only about Golden Isles. Don't talk to me about other stuff. Talk to me about Golden Isles.
and let's explore that. What does that look like? See, I'm sure we have a number of Golden Isles residents listening now. I'm basically preempting them what the election is going to be more like pivoted towards, right? It's going to be a mini general election. The conversation is going to be about national. It's not necessarily going to be about the Golden Isles in general. How do the people of Golden Isles ensure that since everything's going to be highlighted, they're being highlighted. It's supposed to be about them. How can they get the person who vying for this constituency to respond to their needs? Remember, don't forget West End and Bimini.
Mm-hmm.
There was a star of the general
All right,
election
so
by-election for a while.
Here's what I would do if I were a resident in Golden Isles. I would try to gather an organization of people outside of the party construct, right? Have us identify. You see how Equality Bahamas did the Developing Standards for Governance workshop? I would figure out if I could get somebody to come and facilitate some sessions like that in my constituency so residents could identify the issues, the people they affect, and policy suggestions and solution strategies, right? So document them. And then, before I take it to the prospective candidates and the incumbent MP, I take in ads out in all the media. I use in social media, and we are going to present our issues to the public, to the nation, before we introduce them to the candidates, and we introduce them to the candidates at the same time. So you avoid them being able to politic you and machinate you and your community initiative. Bring it to the public. These are the issues that we have. We put them on the table for each candidate, and we would like them to respond to the issue. And if y'all don't respond to these things, then we ignoring you.
You mentioned ORG. We know.
I mean, I didn't mention the organization, but
but ORG can facilitate these things, organize people at the drop
as
of the
well,
dime,
right?
People or Bahamians have been talking about public debates for a while. This is a good opportunity for public debates, for a public debate to be had, especially during a by-election. Specific people are running. How do you convince a major party who said, "Man, I ain't interested in that," to submit to a public debate?
Shame
candidates?
is a powerful tool, and it has a place in our society.
But does Golden Isles have
any?
any organization that could promote shame, that could push forward for these things?
No, they don't promote. The organization wouldn't promote shame. The organization would just do what it is doing, right? And whether they can hold the shame of disregard in the face of an electoral push, in the face of electoral engagement. Are you brave enough to ignore what the people are saying?
So should Golden Isles have a debate? And a debate amongst its candidates?
Yeah.
And who should be pushing for this?
The residents should be pushing for it. The residents have to empower themselves to organize outside of the partisan politic construct, right? You got to figure out how to organize outside of constituency offices. Because even though the constituency office is supposed to lose all political affiliation and become just a general neutral space, rarely does it do that, right? And so they have to organize outside of that and put their money where their mouth is and put their ideas on the table in the public domain.
Think outside the box.
Yes, definitely think outside the box. Last night, I had to raise some fuss. I'm learning that fussing and cussing is two different things. I'm taking Belinda's stance. She's reminding the Prime Minister that fussing and cussing are two different things, right? I raised a fuss. I went to Fox Hill Community Center to verify for the election. I want to get that biometric card. So before I start, I said, "Miss, my passport expired," right? And the woman told me I need to go get a passport. I said, "But I ain't traveling. Nope. I have my birth certificate."
Look here, so
let me finish the story. My birth certificate, my driver's license, all the other IDs I have on me, and my expired e-passport. Notice I say e-passport, right? And I presented the lady, and the lady said, "Well, I can give you a purple card." I said, "I have a purple card. I can give you a purple card." That's what she said. "You can give me the purple card, but I can't sign you up for the biometrics." And of course, I say I raise a fuss because people forget who I am until I say my name out. I say I move from my real name to my CA name. So by the way, I am CA Newry. You trying to say that I am not going to be able to vote in this general election?
No, that's not the...
No, that's not just what I said.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Because I'm assuming they can phase out of this paper card since I ain't getting no passport no more, right? You trying to say I'm not going to get biometrics? I can't. And of course, the person in charge, whoever it is, said, let's have register this bike, right? And they didn't take no picture of me or no biometrics or anything. But they then allowed me to follow through because my passport fairly new. You know, it might be expired, but it's fairly new. And I have IDs to show it's me, right? But I'm trying to say how many other people can be disenfranchised in terms of...
Disenfranchised is the correct word,
Yes.
because I'm not required of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I don't have to try. I mean, I know you all think that a rite of passage is going to Miami, right? That's why the girls say only broke people
Just
go
why I
Miami. I
fussed.
go Florida. I don't need a passport to be a citizen, and I should not be frustrated from engaging in other aspects of citizenship because I don't have a passport. Then hold on, here's the next thing. The reason why many of us don't have passports is because of y'all. Because of the perceived malfeasance, the actual malfeasance documented by court cases in the media, and the absolute incompetence and disorganization in the passport office. Y'all are the reason why people don't have passport. The lack of ability to maintain records, like affidavits in an archipelago with an exterior. You can't keep records. You can't maintain the integrity of my documents that you are obligated to hold, and I must suffer for that?
So that's why I brought it up. I just want to let people.
You should have cussed.
No, I don't.
No,
cuss.
that's
I cuss.
that's an insti. I don't like this respectability politics. I'm glad you bring it up. I
Yeah.
don't like this respectability.
That's why I brought
but
it
you
up.
must know when it's time to fuss and when it's time to cuss. That's when it's time to cuss.
But they did finally sign me up, so now I have to.
They
do
have
my-
disenfranchised hundreds of Bahamians in this way. This is a major issue.
Mind you, there were 3 of us inside there who did not have up-to-date passport. All the passport expired.
I know at least 2 people, you know.
And the people who were ahead of me did not fuss, so they were waiting on something. They just sat there saying, "Oh, we can't register you." And then I come there and I said, "No, I got to be my CA Newry self." And say, "You trying to say I won't be able to vote this election?" And things change after I started using that type of verbiage.
See?
You know?
See, now this is where I desperately desire more clarity from when they're talking in the media, you know, because, you know, they made a point. It is not mandatory that you have a biometric card to participate in the upcoming general election, right? Or the by-election. They said that. But they didn't say the rationale, right? They didn't say, but by the 2031 election, everyone will be required to have a biometric card. Because you can't ensure, the government can't ensure that everybody will have a biometric card, because you understand the difficulty of verifying data that you did not maintain the integrity of.
Let's go to the caller. Let's engage the caller to be a part of the conversation. Go ahead, caller. Guardian Radio AM.
I appreciate both of you so very much.
My pleasure, sir.
But yeah, man, Newry, you know, I wish I had a lookalike.
I have a
because
lookalike.
I could, yeah, but you know that could be a blessing and an unimaginable curse. But anyway, since you're stuck with the purple card, let's work on that. Because with that purple card, seeing that you claim that your money is your money, I have news for you. Your money is not your money.
Who money is this?
That money has been spent before you even received it. That should tell you who money it is. And if you want me to give you that, what?
I must spend it twice. But go ahead.
No.
Your money
The
knows
money
where
has
it's going before you do, that's all.
Wait, no, you don't spend it twice. The money, and you got it as a salary. But those who loan up money to you realize that you are spending that money on VP, whatever, and that is what you allotted. You ain't spend it twice. But I want to talk to you. But Jungle New Green really is a good name for this season, because you know it puts you behind all of the foolishness and shows that everything that is appearing real really isn't. But Newry, that money in yours. Now, are you saying to me that if I were to have someone to patch my road right now and do a hot patch and a cold patch, because I have this cat that tries a hot patch for me every day. He tries to bite up everything that I have, and then when I tell him no, he breaks off running. But ask me something. Every candidate that comes around you now saying that they want to represent you, they don't even know you. How could they do that? Is there something intrinsic embedded in this political scheme where I can say to you, I know your needs, I know your wants, I know with everything that you've been admiring and looking forward to, and I'm here to want to pursue your potential. I'm going to make you, come on, man.
73(1)(a) of the Constitution. All the political culture flows from the interpretation 73(1)(a) that says
Let me write that down.
the Governor General must appoint the leader of the party, the leader of the party in the House that commands the most seats, as opposed to the MP that commands the support of the most seats, right?
Yeah.
The entire political culture flows from there. And so when you say, you know, how do they come around and convince me and all of these people that they know exactly what we want and what we need, right? And how we want to get there. I offer you that they don't, because they don't care, because that's inconsequential. They can pretend anything.
73(1)(8)?
73(1)(a).
1A, yeah. You know, I
Exactly.
read that Constitution, but it doesn't make sense. In fact, I realized that the Constitution was actually something that probably we paid for that wasn't us.
Well,
It was just because, you know, there are some conditional clauses there that simply says, look, any resources that you have, even though I've been oppressing you all these years, I still own it.
To the degree,
I
my
bet you
cousin
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, because she was my cousin, I didn't bother about it, but now that I get it, I'm very upset. I'm very
Aaron, you're
upset.
so sweet. Stop, but continue, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely.
This text says, good morning. The government also said that the biometrics can be taken at any time of voters' verification because it's optional for the voter to select for the information to be transferred from the existing passport records. So that's a lie then.
Welcome
No,
to the Bahamas.
It's
I tell you.
when they say it's optional, what they mean is it's not required to vote in the next
this
general
election.
election. What I'm saying is, I think that's less about recognition of legal rights and issues and more about their inability to ensure that everybody could have a biometric card. See, because you can't prevent people the right to vote. You can't, once they qualify to
Once
vote,
they qualify.
you can't deny talking about you don't have a biometric card, so you can't vote. And like I said, add to that, the reasons why many people can't get biometric cards. People who are citizens, who have had passports before, but can't get their passports renewed because you cannot maintain the integrity of the data.
And we're going to take this commercial break because Tico the heron. So we can take this commercial. Tico is my producer for the day. I'm always appreciative of him. He following orders. We're going to take this quick commercial break and we're going to be right back.
Right back.
He protested, Newry.
He protested.
They thief the deaf bus, the deaf people bus. He protested.
Right back.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Welcome back to Guardian. We're here joined with Aaron Green and LeBron Minnis, who's here
Yes,
with me.
indeed.
And we're talking about the by-election, impending by-election that's coming up on November 24th. That's been announced by Maureen Monroe, the Honorable Maureen Monroe. So the campaign has officially started. The campaign has officially started. We have an official date. We're talking about what should be happening, right? In terms of the conversations which should be happening in general.
What should be happening down in Golden Isles?
What should be happening down in Old Golden Isles. Should there be public debates? Should there be more interaction with the candidates in general? Is it going to be a national campaign instead of a specific campaign with Golden Isles issues, right? Will we be seeing all of the government's accomplishments being heralded in the front as part of the campaign? Right?
I mean, like how they like to go back, like how even Keith Bell went all the way back to 2019.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or will the opposition, will they be speaking about national issues like what the government hasn't done or what the government is doing in contrast to concentrating on the issues of Golden Isles?
Or would they be getting that brave?
Or will they be getting that of the Prime Minister, Philip Davis? Right? What type of campaign should we be looking at? We know that Honorable Keith Bell said it could be a nasty campaign. He
Garbage can type nasty.
He said it on record, so we can always quote it. Every time he speaks, I can remind him that he said it's going to be a nasty campaign, and I'm going to question him and challenge him on it because he used it because he didn't have to use it. He didn't have
It's
to say
not like in 2021 when the PLP was accusing the FNM of running nasty campaigns against them to frustrate them getting into politics. It wasn't like in 2017 when there's a lot of back and forth between purported agencies and institutions. Just nasty, all the way back to 2017, and of course before that. But 2017, I think we were all focused on social media at that point.
Yes, and we'll see if the Honorable Hubert Minister's name is going to be called in this campaign. All these things we got to be looking at constantly and analyzing, saying what type of campaign we want, what type we should be pushing forward.
If I was Hubert Minnis, if you call my name once in this election, you must be want me. You ain't gonna never stop me from talking. Because if you called my name, you must be want me back. Why are you talking about me? Let me sit in this corner.
And who should be allowed to speak during this campaign? Of course, there's the chairman, because the chairman controls party politics, the chairman on both sides. And of course, there is the leader, because the leader has the temperature in terms of the mandate of the party. And then there is the candidates themselves. But in terms of, we know that there's a machinery for both PLP and FNM, right? How does the machinery impact this by-election in terms of would they produce what should be putting forward? Should the campaign be run by the candidate himself, or the campaign is run by the machinery itself?
The candidates, but more importantly, the committee team, right? I think that's the important point with the constituency team. Golden Isles in particular, because Golden Isles is not a safe seat for any political party, right? Vaughn Miller went in as an FNM, and then he crossed the floor to the PLP. And so with my brand of politics, right, I am hoping for a candidate constituency team-led campaign. I think it'd be problematic for the party machinery, the bulk of the party machinery, to jump in, to force their hand, to force their decisions. I think you're only going to sour, right? You're only going to further frustrate and upset residents of Golden Isles. At this point, I'm certain they're tired of political interference. And how much did it feel as a resident in Golden Isles? One day you went to sleep as an FNM represented constituency, and then you wake up the next morning and it's a PLP represented constituency. If I were a political party, I would be very easy about that. I would allow the candidate and the constituency team to take the lead.
Okay, let's get this next caller. Go ahead, Kiko. Patch the call through for me. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Hello, you live?
Hey, oh, you low. You low.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Good morning, Newry. And I was trying to figure out, Miss Green, they don't deal with the agro thing, but deal with farmers. They don't have that big thing.
The Agrarian Awards, yeah, man, and our little cousin.
You wasn't there?
No, I didn't nominate. Nobody nominated me because they don't believe I grow ideas in their minds. But
you're a good
trust me.
Farmer too, man. Listen quickly, because time going. Two things, Tim. You remember you had the wasp man on before?
The wasp man?
I call it the man who's deal with
the
these
bees.
Things would be outside, like wasps. He say he's come to your house and stuff. And
Yeah.
I need his number. I can't remember your cell number. I had it before, but I can't remember.
Okay, I still have yours. I can send it to you when I'm off air, okay?
Okay, please don't forget me, man. It's
No.
really, really important.
I ain't gonna forget you.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
Why the the bushes grow back when we don't weed it? How do these get back? How does it? Explain it.
That's nature. Look here, that's the most.
Thanks, Mr. Newry, thanks.
Hold on, don't go. No, okay, don't go. You still there? Producer, pick him up and Papa, call back. I don't have your number. I have to figure out how to reach out to you. Okay, why do things grow? Because that's nature. But you asking the wrong question. Here's the right question. What you mean we live in the tropics where things never stop growing and landscaping isn't one of the fullest spaces with young Bahamian people and Bahamians? Why doesn't every constituency have a team, a slew of mulchers and weed whackers and chainsaws that could be rented out by residents, by young people who trying to develop some economic agency? I mean, the question isn't why the things start always growing. That's God. The question is, why are we not seeing what it is we have, understanding where we are, and developing sustainable opportunities from it? Mr. Newry, if you could buy me, look here, if you could buy me a mulcher right now,
I'm going to ask for that now.
If you could buy me 2 mulchers right now.
If a Golden Isles constituent who is not employed, can he ask one of the contenders, can you purchase a mulcher or weed whacker or a lawnmower so I can start a small business?
Yeah, but don't, right?
Give me the right wording. How do you act?
Right, the right wording. You don't want to just say, look here, give me 2 mulchers and a chainsaw. Help me establish a small business, right, if we could do for purpose whatever I could benefit, but that it will be established in this constituency to hire people from this constituency to use the tools that I'm asking you to give me a loan for, and we can pay you back through the income that we generate, and hopefully we could partner with you as the MP and the constituency team, so you could store the equipment for us to keep it safe. You could help us identify people in the constituency that need the work, homes that need the help, vulnerable people that need the support. And then you connect us to our surrounding constituencies so we could take our model in there and show them how to build their own model, as well as identify potential staff for our business. That's what you do. You don't just say, King.
And I ain't bribery.
Please,
that ain't bribery.
Please assist me with entrepreneurship management.
Yeah, not just buy me 2 machines. Yeah. But I don't need you, Mr. New. Don't ask me for no pay. I just give me the machines.
Mr. Newry.
Good day, go ahead.
Newry, they like to do them kind of things. That ain't no problem. They like to do it. They say they helping to empower you, and I don't see a problem. I don't think that's no kind of corruption or nothing to buy the too much. They love doing that. The politicians over the years, some of them, they would like to empower you rather than just giving you a hand. Mr. Green, I hear what you said with the bush, right? So you say that's God, nature, and stuff. Like just a freak out, like if you move the root, how something else could come in the same spot if you move the root. But listen, my cell number is 813-9554. 813-9554. That's the number with you at.
All right, I got you. I can reach out to you. Because, Newry, in the dirt, underneath the dirt, sometimes there's other seeds waiting to blossom, But they letting the big one, the one who took the first strike through the soil, they letting that one go first. As soon as you remove that, you may see many other plants who were sustaining themselves until the opportunity arose to flourish. Right? But it's not bribery, LeBron. Like you say, it's facilitating entrepreneurship and the development of economic agency, right?
Economic growth.
You are also you giving them an opportunity to experience working life and to begin to acculturate themselves to a new way of being, which is, hey, I have to have order. I know I got to be to work for 9. I have to figure out how I can get to work every day. I know I go into work in the bush, so I don't shower in the morning, but when I come home, I got to bathe, right? Like, it just...
Stick a pin.
Yes, sir.
These young generation, young children, school children, see, education, that's a totally different, that's a totally different part. Like, that could go so far, you talk about that all day, because these schools, these public schools, just, like, why don't you incorporate entrepreneurship in your school curriculums and stuff? Ministry of Education, hello.
Only because the classrooms are too crowded and the teachers are overwhelmed with teaching.
But it's not hard to do. Like, you could set up a board, right? You could set up this board and have the students pick whatever they want to work on, and you could help them out. You know what I mean? Like, now that when they graduate, they got something to work on. They got money coming in.
Yes, LeBron. Like in some Nordic countries, students begin apprenticing.
See what I mean?
At 12 o'clock. Anyway, in the school day, but it's 12 o'clock, LeBron. We have to go before we get Tico in trouble. You've been on Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Newry. Joining him today, LeBron Minnis.
Yes, indeed.
And I am Junkanu Green. You guys have a great day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.